Are you thinking of moving to Scottsdale? If so, this channel is for you. Hey everyone, I'm Shawn Jardine with Corcoran Platinum Living in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I want to welcome you to my channel. Here we're going to find all things Scottsdale, whether it's the weather, housing, things to do, anything about the area. I want to keep you informed and up to date. So let's dive in. The first pro that I want to talk about today is pretty obvious. All the things to do here in the Valley. Let's start with shopping. We've got world-class shopping, everything from Neiman Marcus and Cartier, all the way down to little craft fairs and small local boutiques that a lot of people like to shop at. You'll have your pick, whether you shop for sport or you shop with a purpose. We've got it going on here, and just so you know, there's an Amazon warehouse in Phoenix, so your stuff arrives super duper fast. So I think that's a big plus, at least for me anyway. The first con would be, and this is a big one, allergies. If you're from a northern climate and you're used to maybe having spring allergies, hay fever, that kind of thing, the seasons are going to be flip-flop. So just know that if you're a part-time resident, you might have some issues all year round. But mainly it starts in about November when things start to bloom. It's awfully pretty here, but you might have, you know, the typical symptoms, runny nose, a little tickle in your throat, your eyes might be a little watery. So just keep that in mind. You'll need your allergy medicine in the off months from what you're used to. So the second pro is going to be the economy. Our economy is doing really, really well here. Lots of major companies have moved here in the past. Others are still on their way. Loads of medium-sized companies are coming. But think of the big employers like PetSmart, PayPal, GoDaddy is headquartered here. Lots of companies that you wouldn't even think of are here in the Valley, and they're always hiring. You won't have trouble finding employment if you need a job. The other thing are healthcare establishments, things like Mayo Clinic, Honor Health, lots and lots of jobs there. And all of those big businesses are a player in what sustains our economy and makes everything so healthy here. Con number two, let's be honest, it's crowds. And when I say crowds, it's probably not that big of a deal, but some people get a little annoyed. In the winter months, we have a lot of big major events, things like Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction, the world famous Phoenix Open, which happens every February. Every now and then we get the Super Bowl, and that kind of really is a double whammy when it happens at the same time as the Phoenix Open. We just have a lot of people. So what does that mean? That means it's harder to get a restaurant table. If you have friends coming in from out of town and they're not staying with you, hotels might be a bit more expensive. The roadways might be a little more clogged around some of the areas. If people are here for baseball in March, which is a really big deal, that is going to cause a traffic jam when the games let out in certain parts of town. It's not everywhere, but if you're at Talking Stick Stadium exit on the 101 when the game lets out, there's going to be some traffic. Not the end of the world, but it's something that you need to know about. Pro number three is low taxes. It's become pretty well known around the country what states are high tax states and what states are lower tax states. We're not tax free. We do have a sales tax. We do have an income tax. However, our property taxes are super, super low. On an $800,000 house, you might only pay property taxes of $5,000. So that's going to make a big difference to people coming from areas where that same value of home might have been $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 a year. So that's a pretty big deal, and we expect our taxes to stay low for quite some time. So definitely a big pro. Okay, this is a big one. Con number 3, it's the critters. Lots of people are really panicky before they get here. Some for good reasons, some for no reason. But I'll just tell you, we've got critters. We've got scorpions. Depending on where you live, you might have tarantulas in your yard. Don't worry, not every neighborhood, but some areas, they do have tarantulas. Rattlesnakes. You probably will want to get your dog snake trained if you live in a hillside area or near open desert. It's just a smart thing to do. But really, are there scorpions falling out of the ceiling at night into your bed? No. Now, you will hear those stories. Not true. I've not known anybody that actually happened to, but I've heard those stories. Lots of people will, during their home inspection process, do a termite inspection. And we do, I'd say 50% of the time, find termites. But it's not a major problem. They simply treat and give you a warranty, and then you go on a treatment plan. Basically, what you've done then is you've chased them over to your neighbors, and then when your neighbor treats, they might come back your way. So it's just a fact of life. We do have critters, but they're not everywhere, and it's not the big scary thing that you might think that it is. So this is really a fun pro. Golf. Scottsdale is probably the #1 city in the USA for golf. We've got, just in Scottsdale alone, 42 golf courses that range from big championship style courses all the way down to the places that I like to play, which are the 9-hole easy executive courses. You can generally get a tee time at most places. In the wintertime, most of them, the big places, are booked because people fly in for golf trips. Summertime is when you definitely want to golf because it's much less expensive. So if you want to play in the winter, just plan on paying a premium unless you have a membership somewhere or you use a discount card. Those are pretty common, and if you have questions about that, leave me a comment below and I'll tell you where you can get more information on that. But we have 1.6 courses for every 10,000 people in this town. So a lot of golf. Even if you don't play, all of that grass does help cool it down a little bit. So it's a wonderful thing to have in our area. Con number 4. Have to be honest, housing is getting scarce. We are seeing kind of a feeding frenzy in some of the lower price ranges, but stuff at the higher price ranges is kind of flying off the shelves. So just know that if you're coming here, you've got to be ready. We'll talk about that in another video, but just plan on slim pickings as far as what we're looking for. Sometimes we have to hunt for it, and it can be had, but you have to be patient. So there's not an abundance of properties anymore, and our prices have gone up. This isn't the Scottsdale of the recession timeframe 10 years ago. Those days are gone, and our prices are much higher than they used to be. Still fairly affordable if you know where to look and you know what you want. I can help you find the right thing in your price range, but you have to act quick, and there's not a lot of selection. So we've gotten to number 5. You may have guessed it. It's the weather, both pro and con. So let's talk about the pro first. It is awesome here most of the year. In the winter months, it'll be in the 70s and the 80s, blue skies. We actually get excited if we get a cloudy day and some rain. So beautiful. You can throw your coats away when you move here. You can get by with just a light jacket for everyday use. The con side is the summertime is hot. Not just hot, it's hellishly hot. So temperatures might be up to 118, 120 in some of the worst weeks that we get, but that's weeks. It's not every day in the summer. So you can do anything for a few short weeks versus 6 months of winter where a lot of us have come from. So pro and con, but I definitely think that the pro outweighs the con, don't you? So now that we've talked about the top 5 pros and cons, I just want to give you the opportunity to reach out by phone, by email, by text, with your questions or your relocation plans. My team and I can help you. As I mentioned earlier, we talk to people all the time just like you that are coming here. Some have never even been here. So comment below or look at the number on the screen and give us a ring. We'd love to talk to you. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe because we'll be putting out new videos every single week, and we'd like to have you on our channel. Click the little bell to get notified when a new one comes up.